Right now, most people are using astrology to find out when the money's coming in, find out when the promotion is coming, or find out if their ex is coming back. But they're all missing the most potent part of the natal charts, the sexual blueprints. Today, we are going beyond the sun signs, beyond the moon signs, to talk about sextrology as a whole. This is entering the energetic landscape of your sexual needs and desires personally. We aren't going to talk super general here. I'm going to help you get down to the specifics. So just to be clear, this isn't about who you like. This isn't about who you vibe with or who you look good with, okay? This is about the frequency, the expression of your specific sexual desires. It's also about the power and the confidence that comes with knowing your body's needs, your body's desires and boundaries better than any other person ever could. I mean, they got to learn from someone, right? By the end of this video, you will have your personal keys to your personal sextrology roadmap. Why? This is so you can navigate the divine timing of your own pleasure, not waiting around for someone to pleasure you. Let's talk about the what's. What is sextrology? A practice or a study. It's the study of the celestial bodies in the sky, just like natal astrology, but it's about how these movements affect or even mirror our inner desires. So why learn? Why now? We are in an era of transformation. Everybody's tired of the one shoe fits all ass advice. Knowing just our sun sign isn't enough. That is surface level ass data, and it's not going to give anyone the info that they're really looking for. So if you are a seeker, if you're a seeker of knowledge, of truth, of more expansion, one, this is for you. And two, if you feel like you're someone who just feels a general disconnect possibly between your spirit and your inner self, or maybe your spiritual and your physical, or maybe you're just ready for an upgrade. You're ready for a sexual confidence upgrade. Your sextrology natal chart is a snapshot. It's a static map of all of those dynamic energies, all of those dynamic movements. This chart evolves as you do, and it reveals so much in the process. So one thing that I'm going to give to you guys is an analogy, and I'm going to make a separate video going deeper into this analogy. But for now, let's just scratch the surface of this. One thing that I love is music. So we are going to call this analogy the symphony of sex. So when we are looking at the zodiac signs in sexual astrology, this would be the genre of music that your birth chart plays. What does your intimacy sound like? What genre is it? Is it jazz? Is it hip hop? Is it instrumental, girl? Do your thing. Next are the planets. The planets in your sexual astrology chart kind of act as the instruments, giving like those specific layers of sound. So for example, Venus might be a very aesthetically pleasing melody. Mars might be like percussion or like a really heavy beat. Again, each planet having its own specific job, its own specific sound. The houses in sexual astrology. When we think of live music, this is where we think of the environment, the venue, the area we're listening to this music in. The acoustics, if you will. What are the acoustics like? Is it loud? Is it clear? Is it muggy? Is it foggy? Is it giving me a headache? I can't hear. Also, when we think about the actual environments, does it feel like a private concert, or does it feel like everybody's here, we turn it up together? Feel like a red room, very intimate, or does it feel like a disco ball, very loud and shiny and out there? Let me know in the comments below. Last but not least, I wanted to add degrees in here as well, but we'll leave it at aspects. The aspects in your sexual astrology charts kind of act as the harmonies, okay, the harmonies or the discord. That's a better word, because it might not be harmonious. It might sound like bang, 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 bang. Okay, who knows? Depends on your chart. But this basically says, is everything in line with each other? Is it creating a cohesive sound? Is it creating one sound, or does it feel like there's many different sounds going on at once? Altogether, I feel like this is a great analogy to learn and to use, because it talks about how together as a whole, just like your chart tells you your entire sexual energy and being, it tells you that every piece, every part of this plays a piece of music, and together makes this symphony, okay? It's not just one song, one beat that you hear. Now that we got the analogy out of the way and you're like, okay, I understand this a bit, we're going to get a little bit more specific. We'll call this kind of the Sextrology dictionary. Vocab time. First, we have the planets in sextrology. This will tell us the specific drive or specific sexual need that we can expect. For example, the moon in sexual astrology. This represents what we need to feel like we can open up, to feel safe and secure. The signs in sexual astrology. This is the how, this is the style of expression. So placements that are heavy earth sign are very sensory and they're very grounded. If you have dominant air sign placements, for example, that energy would be more intellectually stimulated rather than sensory, or a lot more experimental rather than grounded. Then we have the houses in sextrology. This is the where, the affected area of life that we're speaking about. So our 5th house in sexual astrology, playfulness, flirting, the initial excitement or spark that we get when meeting someone. But the 8th house talks more about sexual merging and ego deaths. 2 very different energies and very different reads. Last but not least, again, leaving out degrees, talking about just aspects. Aspects detail for us the connection, the chemistry that's actually there between these planets and these placements. This will either tell us where there is harmony, once again, or where there's conflict within the self, or when we're looking at compatibility charts between self and others. So let's do a little chemistry test, if you will. Let's see. And let's talk about how these aspects work. Synastry is still very important when we're talking about sextrology and sexual astrology, because once you know those signs, houses, aspects, planets in your own chart, it's important to understand how they interact with other people, because that will give you an experience. So for example, if we're comparing birth charts, sexual astrology charts specifically, if there are a lot of 9th house overlays, sexually, this could build a very teacher-student kind of dynamic. However, if we have an area of the charts or these 2 charts that overlay, that overlap, that have dominant Pluto or moon aspects, this talks about very, very deep and transformational sexual bonds and sexual experiences. What if we have, for example, Mars and Venus interacting? Ooh, this is like sparks into wildfires. Feeling that initial boom and then it kicking up from there. So information without actual application is just yappy, 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 yappa. I'm not going to just waste your brain space. Now you know the concept and understand how to read your own sextrology charts. But do you know your specific timing? Divine timing is everything, including in astrology. If you're ready to know, I offer a deep dive sextrology reading. Yes, that is where we map out all of your desires, boundaries, needs, and more, hunty. Or for the people who are truly committed, I have something else for you. A 3-day sextrology experience. Available on my site right now. It is personally curated just for you, every individual who purchases. It's literally designed to help you unlock and unblock any blockages between your current self and your highest self when it comes to your sexual confidence and sexual persona. Your highest pleasure, of course. So, trust in the timing of your body, trust in that intuitive voice, and I will see you in the next Sextrology Masterclass. Bye, y'all.